Yeah, Homer led the league in tackles with 85. The deep ball for Darius Prince, and Philadelphia's on the board first.
On the draw, this is Bryson Allen. And Allen weaving his way all the way down to the 22.
10-yard line, 5. Mayfield, dancing all around. Throw it as far as he can throw it. Jump ball coming. Crazy stuff. Not this time.
And you want to be a wide receiver, you're going to have to take a little bit of a hit like that as Brown got him in that shoulder, but watch. Those are teeth.
Do we have a dentist on staff here?
Shady Sports, man. I'm joined with a very special guest, assistant OC for my Mass Pirates, Coach Mike Tatum. Coach, how you doing today?
I'm great, man. I'm great. Just finishing up on very busy day, man. Getting ready for Quad Cities this weekend.
Yes, sir. So, I got to start with a hard hitter. Which wideout on the team reminds you most of yourself?
Um, that's crazy because I like the veteran leadership that Owens gives, which I've had that in my career also, but I also like the wiggle from Isaac Zico, but the speed of Reddick. Redding is crazy. So I mean I would say all three of them have like a piece.
I can definitely see that. The talent here is crazy. I wanted to ask you about that. You in the IFL in 2012. How much do you believe the league has grown as a whole?
Um I mean, me just now getting back in the IFL because I've been out of it for a long time, man. Just seeing how the talent level has grown, but I I mean, I'm biased. Maybe I just feel like it was a lot better back in the day, and now in this day and age, what I mean, granted everybody's faster, what I mean, they're faster and bigger now. But just seeing the IFL grow, man, it's been crazy. It's been crazy turn of events.
For sure, and you had the opportunity to be with one of the top organizations in the Omaha Beef and the NAL. Now you're with one of the top organizations in the IFL with us here in Matt. How would you compare the two organizations and how they're overall run from a structure standpoint?
I feel like a lot of people conduct business different, but with the same goal in mind, if that makes sense. I feel like here in Mass, I mean, I mean, it was just crazy just to walk into a building and have like so much experience from guys that's played at the next level, what I mean, NFL, CFL, what I mean, XFL, USFL, what I mean, just to be able to talk to those guys, pick their brains and hear how they talk and terminology wise and stuff like that is a little bit different than being in Omaha. Being in Omaha in the National Arena League, it was kind of like it was kind of different because not necessarily it was a stepping stone, but it was just one of those levels where, I mean, you do a lot of teaching and you have some guys that really have that body of work.
No shade to the NAL here, but I do want to ask you, do you see a big talent gap between the NAL and IFL? You think it's more closer than people believe?
It's it I would have to go team wise and take Omaha out of the equation. I feel like it's a really big gap. It's a really, really, really big gap. Like I said, man, you're talking about the difference of ex NFL guys for real, ex NFL guys, CFL guys, and different guys like that. So the it's bigger than I thought it was when I was there. So I made the comments that the NAL was very similar to the IFL, but me being here is like this it's a very, very wide gap.
Definitely, I try to tell people all the time, if we play the NAL team, there would be people in the emergency room by second half, but, I'm glad you agree. Um,
Now, yeah, I wouldn't say that. I mean, like I said, certain teams will be able to try to compete, but nah, no.
Definitely. So, you had a storied career. Obviously, we spoke about it earlier. Who do you think the best defensive back you went against during your time was?
Ooh. Best defensive back or the best matchup that I really, really, really like, that really, really like was really good.
I would say both. I would say both.
Um, oh, dang, that's tough. Oh, that's tough. I will have to give credit to Tyrell Pearson. Tyrell Pearson was like a nagging freaking bug. You know what I mean? From the day I met him. From the day I met him. I mean, our first each other, it was almost like fist fights. You know what I mean? And I've never really had that in my career, but me and him just went like toe to toe and actually became friends after that. Um, Another DB. I mean, I will have to give it to Tuck Johnson. Tuck Johnson was probably by far the one of the best DBs I probably ever went against. That's Trevante Johnson.
I would agree. I mean, Tyrell Pearson, he's a legend. He still played till he was like 41, so I have a lot of respect for him as a DB. But I do have to ask, following your departure in Omaha, the first time I saw you in warm-ups from behind, I thought you were a player. So, you're in great shape compared to a lot of coaches in this league. But um, did you ever consider a return to playing? I know you play semi-pro in Ohio in the offseason, but did you consider coming back to IFL and NAL as a player?
I think I think I can still compete. I can still compete at a high level if I chose to come back. I mean, even at how old I am now, you know what I mean? I can still compete and probably be one of the top receivers or kick returns in the game today. I mean, that's not going to change. That's like riding a bike. You ain't gonna ever forget how to do that.
So, we spoke about it earlier. Obviously, with the Omaha Beef, you still have the highest winning percentage of any NAL coach of all time, a perfect 100%, 13-0. No one can ever take that away from you. My question was, what's the single biggest learning lesson you learned from your experience in Omaha?
From being in Omaha learning experience, I mean, just game day things, just preparation. Um, I don't know, man. Just I would say just growing as a coach, being a leader, and kind of learning the game and seeing it from different angles. That's just pretty much it. I mean, you said the biggest lesson.
Yes.
I mean, just to, I mean, just come in, do your job, come in, do your job, and you know what I mean. Tomorrow's not promised. I mean, if I had to say anything, I mean, as far as I'll go with it, tomorrow's not promised. So enjoy that day. You know what I mean? Because you never know what the next day's gonna hold.
Definitely, Coach Tatum, you're a definition of a true professional. I see that with you on and off the field. My next final two questions for you is, when you were a head coach in Omaha, you had the whole off season, this past off season. What was your approach to roster building, and what position do you believe is the most important to start with when building a roster?
So going into the 2025 season was my first official season where I had to recruit a team. So my biggest thing is just try to get my linemen back and then try to use my resources to try to get some guys to actually accept a contract in the NAL, you know what I mean, opposed to the IFL. So you always have that competition to where, you know what I mean, guys rather play in the IFL. But I mean, then you go from there and you go straight to, you know what I mean, the leader of your team, which is your quarterback, and then from there, you try to build on. You want to look for that. For me, I wanted to look for that game changer wide receiver if I can get plenty of game changers, you know what I mean? But with my departure from the game, I mean, I was mad because I mean, I was put out of the game because I was a veteran. So I'm really, really big on veteran leadership, and there's no limit in the NAL. So it was to try to build teams around veterans, you know what I mean? Just have guys that, I mean, have that it factor, but, you know,
I definitely agree, and I saw that last year with the Omaha team. A lot of great, guys like Dylan Petaway, obviously Tommy, guys who have a lot of grit and heart overall. Coach, I appreciate your time overall. I really enjoyed having you on. My final question for you is: you're a proud family man, you're a mentor, you're a leader. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years, on and off the field?
um, Off the field, man, I really want to build in the city of Columbus. I mean, as much as I can, giving back, like things that I'm doing now. I'm kind of diving into some youth football stuff. I mean, I've always did adult football things. Build my apparel brand. Different things like that. I got like a lawn care business. I want to build that. But I mean, mainly just, I mean, I don't know what tomorrow holds for me in the when it comes to like coaching and different things like that. I don't know if I will get another opportunity, but if it presents itself, I mean, I'll definitely be interested. But like I said, man, I don't know what tomorrow will hold, but I mean, the only thing that will happen is, I mean, I'll have my family and got to be able to take care of my family.
I'm a game changer.
Retro.